Today is June 14th, 2021. This is the Kubernetes CSI implementation meeting. We'll go through our usual agenda, which is to go down our release statuses, starting with 121. I believe we have cleared up all the CI issues. Is that correct? I think our test grid is looking, nothing's red, which is a good sign. So I think things are looking good there. I guess pretty much then we can consider 121 done. I think the only thing remaining is to make sure our site is updated with all the new sidecars and change logs and things like that. I guess that's the only pending item there. Other than that, this is considered done. All right. So I guess this is updating the docs is something I can try to take a look at this week. Next is 122. Starting with is this a scalability tests? Yes. So I think we concluded that the health monitor sidecars are potentially causing scalability issues. So it looks like it's been disabled. It's in disabled. How did the tests look now? Tests are green.
Should be good now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And so do we have a follow-up issue open to investigate the scalability of the health monitor sidecars?
I opened an issue for fixing. So I think it's because the node watcher is always watching all the pods and all the nodes. Mm-hmm. But even if it's actually not even enabled by default.
Yeah, that only avoids the problem if the feature is disabled. It doesn't actually make the feature usable on a large cluster. So I think you already have two open issues. One about this thing that you currently have where you avoid the overhead, and then perhaps we can enable it in that cluster again. But then you also need to work on the scalability aspect for the feature.
Is there any okay, so we do need to find because we need to be able to notify, put an event there if a node is down. So that's why we are watching all the nodes from the controller side. I don't know how we can avoid watching all the nodes. So
Can you filter perhaps? Is there any field in the node that you can filter on? So that you don't have to pull that data permanently via the watch, but rather have server-side filtering in the API server. I'm just thinking aloud here. I've not really looked at what.
Yeah, like what are the criteria we use to filter? I guess that's the.
Yes.
Then isn't that we need to watch all the nodes, isn't it? Because this is for all the PVCs.
Yeah, but if there is a field, in the node object, then you could specify that in your watch request, and then the API server will do the work for you, which is more efficient than transferring all node objects and then doing client-side filtering.
Okay, I guess I'm just not sure.
I guess is it a watch or is it an informer?
It is actually informer. So it basically what we call this feature node watcher basically just goes through the informer.
Yeah. But even for an informer, you can add additional filters.
Yeah. I was just not sure what to filter out. I mean, what do we use to filter? That's the because it looks like we need to watch all the nodes, because whenever a node is down, then we want to find out like what PVCs are on that node that we need to notify. I guess that's what this feature is about. So I'm like, what do we use as a filter? I mean, what do we want to filter out? It sounds like we do need to watch all nodes.
I think this will need some further investigation. Another aspect could also see, like, we might just need to measure how much resources it's actually taking and see if, you know, we need to like have memory requests or limits or something like that. And would that potentially help the fact that we're getting evicted?
Okay. Maybe I'll also check with Nick and see. Supposedly they have done something like this in production, right? So I don't know if they have this particular feature. If they did something. Maybe I'll ask him. So he added this.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I think the 2 bugs I think would be good. One, to disable the informers if you're not using the node watcher, and the other aspect is to investigate the scalability overall of that particular feature.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, so I think we can consider this bug closed then. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's about this test fake, and that is resolved, yes.
Cool. Let's go ahead and all right, so this should be done. All right, moving on, we have the forced detached discussions.
So this one didn't merge to the CSI. The CSI spec PR didn't merge before the release, which I think is an implicit pushing out of this feature. I'm not sure how we're going to continue this.
Okay.
I mean, the issue is at the CSI spec layer. I think James felt like it was more complicated than it needed to be, but he didn't offer a concrete alternative. So we just need to have that discussion and say, well, if you don't like this, what exactly do you propose? So the next one of these meetings, I think, is the 23rd. Is that? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday after next, or Wednesday of next week.
Okay.
I don't know. Shing, do you have any other ideas other than waiting for that meeting?
So I think he's also reviewing the cap. So I'm still thinking about how to address his comments, because he's talking about bell metal. He said like the way in proposing the cap, he said it's going to cause problems for the bell metal. He said you actually have to go hard reboot the machine, otherwise you end up with corruption. So
I'd like to understand that.
Yeah, there is some. I think Haman actually forwarded me some article about AWS. I think they're actually suggesting you actually reboot or something. So I can forward that to you. So I was thinking maybe
you're saying for specific types of CSI plugin implementations, cleanup might be impossible.
He's talking about bare metal.
Right, but like bare metal with something like iSCSI can absolutely work.
Okay, right. He was saying that you actually have to go. He said that just doing what we're doing, it's not going to clear it up. Basically, that's what he was saying. It actually so I was also thinking that maybe we could also narrow down the scope of the cap a little bit. I was thinking, because right now we're actually handling both real node shutdown, and also, it's just like temporary network partition. I was thinking maybe we should just handle one at a time. Maybe just the node shutdown, we have a way to detect that.
Well, hold on.
Uh-huh.
We already distinguished between the clean node shutdown and the unclean node shutdown, right?
No, but but the cab itself actually handles both. So
okay. Well, yeah. So clean node shutdown, I agree. It can be separated. You can handle that by itself without touching any of this. But like once you say you want to be able to handle unclean, you really do have to do all of this, in my opinion. I don't think there's any shortcut you can take if you want to be able to handle the situation where some guy trips over the power cord and the machine goes down. Like that's a hard case to handle.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we can narrow it down a little bit, and then we can maybe start with that and then expand that later. But maybe we should talk about this offline. I think I don't think we can find an answer here.
For the purposes of this meeting, I think it's not in 122 because the CSI part didn't merge, and that release has already gone out.
I mean,
and
even the node shutdown part on the Kubernetes side was not targeted for 122 either.
No, yeah, that's not, yeah.
Okay.
We were just trying to make some progress, right? So we were trying to make it like a merge the cap as provisional, but right now I don't think if we can even merge it like that because we got all these comments there. So so I need to see how to address this. I think the problem of the bare metal issue, I think still need to figure out how to address this concern, because we can't really in our solution we can't say go really shut it down, right? We can't say reboot. I don't think that should be part of our the cab should not be doing that. It's just not right.
I agree.
That was he was saying that you actually have to do that. I'm like, but I don't think we can do that. It's not right.
So on a related note, I don't know if you're going to cover this later, Michelle, but the CSI 1.5 release did happen last week or over the weekend. I don't know exactly when, but I wondered if anyone had implemented it yet.
That's too soon. That's over the weekend, right?
Well, I mean, I'm implementing it this morning, and so because I didn't get a chance to vote. I wanted to implement it before I voted, but it went out. The release happened before I could vote. I was just curious if anyone had tried it out before voting to release it, because I kind of presumed that a vote to release meant that you had tried it or something.
I think that not necessarily.
Okay.
I think maybe Chris probably looked at least the access mode changes.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I'm going through the implementation, and just making all the changes and seeing what happens.
You're saying you're changing your driver to use all the new features already? You're so quick.
Well, it's the only way to know if anything's broken or not.
Okay.
Cool.
You are on the East Coast, so other people will be there on the West Coast. We just got out.
3 hours ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I was just curious what other people had done before voting.
Did you run into any issues yet?
Not yet. I mean, the single node stuff is a little bit funky, but it's nothing that can't be handled, I don't think.
All right. Cool. I guess we can segue into that. I think, Chris, we have the access mode work going on.
Yeah. Quick. So the TLDR here is the CSI spec release 150 was cut like on Friday or Saturday. So I'm currently updating pull requests to use it. And I moved the card into the done column for that. And then I'm going through feedback from Jan and a member of the SIG scheduling team and addressing additional feedback there on the Kubernetes changes.
Cool. Yeah, I think we'll want to start the API review for the Kubernetes changes. The API reviews will generally take at least a couple weeks, so we should get the ball rolling on that. Okay. I think once the API is in a good state, you can add the label API review to it, and then we'll pick it up on the next. An API reviewer will get assigned to it.
Has anyone signed up to do CSI sanity tests related to the access mode stuff? Or is that not planned?
I mean, I can definitely take a look at this if, yeah, this is part of it.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of CSI sanity as a test suite, but it's what we have, and it would make sense to put a few tests in there, maybe.
Okay.
And when are we supposed to update the sidecars based on this latest CSI spec release?
We
So
can do it now.
I have pull requests open for, yeah, I have pull requests open that include both the CSI spec changes as well as the Kubernetes changes, but the Kubernetes changes are not going to go in until at least probably by July. And so all of the sidecars will be blocked on that.
Oh, you're saying you can't make sidecar until the in-tree one is merged.
Well, we can't merge we can't merge the read-write once pod access mode.
Okay, all right.
But we could update the CSI side.
Yeah, I was just wondering if like the CSI side or the sidecars, should we just update that?
The spec?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like across board, all the sidecars, is now a good time to do that, or do we need to wait?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
I don't think there's any downside in just revving the CSI spec.
Yeah.
Because it's backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether or not we actually implement the changes for it is another question. But all right. Thank you very much.
I'll also manage. I'll update the sidecars to include the spec changes. I'll take care of that.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we have volume populators.
No update on that. It's where it was last week. I haven't pushed the PR yet.
Okay.
Because I keep getting distracted.
Yeah. We should get the ball rolling because I think this will be a fairly involved API change. So we'll want to get the Kubernetes API review going as soon as we can.
When you say API review, you're talking about something different than what we did with the KEP, right? You just mean the code review.
This is the code review.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, believe it or not, the code change is not that large. It's just that it's subtle, and so there needs to be a lot of test cases to cover all of the corners. And that's where I've been working on and off the last week is trying to find more test cases to add in.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. Next up, we have Windows.
So last week, we had a meeting again with Deep and Merger and I, and we have a final kind of change related to the input parameter, the kubelet path. Merger did the change, and I think it's merged. And with this, I'm trying to ping Deep to have this cut, like RC cut, today, hopefully.
All right. Sounds good. And so basically, that's the last change for the API point of view. And then I guess the only thing left is to figure out the release process.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. I think we have a couple of bug fixes that are pending.
So those are not really CSI kind of specific, just related to the uncertain state. Whenever there's some type of operation failure, we might need to put this uncertain state. All these relate to that part. So I think Clement's trying to review, and I will go over and see either address comments or getting some updates.
Okay, sounds good. And then I think, Jan, you also have a change related to uncertain states.
Yes, I'm basically waiting for approval from the
Okay.
nodes team.
Okay, I can go ahead and ping folks to review, but I guess, do we need to fix the GCE driver first? Otherwise our CI is going to start failing.
Well, this is a different bug. The CI is already failing, and I think that PR has been already approved. Not sure if it was merged. The CI one, the GCE one.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, but the test is passing here? Is this the
Yeah,
same?
that's surprising.
Oh wait, the other one was related to XFS.
Yeah.
Right? The one, but this is not related to XFS.
This is not related to XFS.
Okay. So then this comment is not related to this PR?
Yes, it's not related to this PR.
Okay. All right. Cool. What else do we have? We have another uncertain state PR. Looks like a lot of fixes here. I think this one is when Detached failed. Hamat, have you had a chance to look at this one?
Hamat's not here, he's on video.
Oh, okay. Looks like he did review it last week. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So almost all the operations like detach amount, if they fail, we probably
need to mark it as uncertain. Yeah, makes sense. All right. And then we've got this one, node unstage. This is the orphan pod issue. So I think Jonathan has a fix out for this.
Yes, I think it got the LGTM. Maybe need some approval. No, Jordan raised a few questions.
I see. Okay. I guess we need approval because this is like some top level thing. Okay.
And he also asked, seems like anything under package util require the page owner.
I guess for this remove all, is it only the volume stuff that uses this? Because if it's only the volume stuff that uses it, then maybe we can have SIG storage own this particular package.
Yes, I think so.
That might be good to check. All right. Cool. Okay. I guess we can get that clarified, and then hopefully this will merge soon and we can potentially backport the fixes. Okay. All right. So that's it on the in progress items. Is there anything else that anyone has on the agenda? Looks like there's a PR out to make leader election configurable.
Right. I tried to scan the CSI provisioner repo, and I see this one might need some, like, it seems a good change. So right now, we always use some default value for the leader detection, in terms of duration, some time duration.
Yeah, I think it's good. The only thing is we should make this change to all our other sidecars too, not just the provisioner.
Right. One of the comments is saying maybe it's good to do all other repos. And do we want to make sure this change is in before the cut.
Yeah, we can target. Let's target fixing this in all the repos for this release cycle. I think that's a good idea. I think the only thing that pops out to me is the format of this argument is not consistent with our other arguments. Is that correct?
No,
Or is that just a typo? There's no dash dash.
It's probably a typo. Like, how does
Okay.
it's not going to work? I don't think. But we can ask him to double check with.
But when I see everything is no dash dash.
Yeah, but his printout here, the new ones does not have dash dash. How does that work? I think it's probably a typo. I can't see that. That
Be
would
good
not
to
work.
clarify. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the change looks the same as all the others. If you go to the change.
Yeah, maybe it's just a typo. Okay. So I think, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. Let's just make sure we, if we're gonna merge this for provisioner, we should also make sure all the other sidecars get the same fix. Okay. Cool. Any other topics?
Last time we discussed this how to improve review process. I think Patrick also mentioned on Slack. So we have some discussion. That's why we put a list of all the repos. Xing, I think, list everything there, and people volunteer to like help to regularly scan the PR reviews and remind the people to review the PR, like so we can make it faster.
Yeah, I mean, I
more
think
like a more maybe owner is a little bit strong, maybe like moderator.
Yeah,
like one or two person per repo at least. So this way to kind of regularly check, because otherwise some people will forget, right, to check the review board. So I check my review board. Sometimes I still miss something. So might be good to have.
Is this the right one? No. I just for me, I just use this. I use this dashboard
I use
here.
this one too, but yeah, definitely this. I think this is actually very, very helpful for me, because the email notification just get flooded. It's just not possible to rely on that. This is actually very helpful for me, but I'm thinking in addition to this, probably still good to, if we can, identify
right.
one or
help
two moderator to, just to regularly scan, see if there were any open PRs that didn't get any attention.
I think that will help. I guess the concern is we have
who would
we have
the thing. I was like,
right.
It's like it says 25. So I think we had, how many is this one? But I think there are a few are like deprecated or dogs. So we have probably close to 20. So it's a lot. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Not like one person watching 10 will be too much, right? But if that's the problem, of course, is sometimes maybe hard to find people who are.
Some of them are, some of them are not. So
yeah, so the ones with names, actually, there are people actually watching those. Probably the rest of them, I'm not sure. So what happened to okay. Okay, Jean, you signed up. Okay, great. Yeah, see, because provision actually could have a lot.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to scan the PRs, open PRs today.
Yeah, I'm saying that. So the moderate, not necessarily this person has to review everything. That'll be maybe too much, but at least if there is something there does not get any attention, maybe bring this to attention.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Also, we should probably have someone watching liveness probe and driver registrar as well.
Yeah, I'm just like every repo should have some moderator. That would be ideal. I was thinking just like when we are cutting release, right? We go through all of them.
Yeah, I mean, usually when we end up cutting the release, we'll, end up scanning through all of them eventually, but that might be a bit too late.
A bit too late,
It
yeah.
would be good, yeah.
So like at least once a week, right? Twice a week or something will be even more frequent. Will be better, but at least once a week.
Okay. Well, yeah. So if anyone is interested in sort of becoming sort of a de facto owner of any of these repos, please let us know. We can add you to this list. I think at least for liveness probe and no driver registrar, I think those are relatively low traffic repos. So I don't think it will require like that much time commitment for these two. All right. Thank you very much. Any other topics? All right, then we'll end for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.